Hi, so today, finally and unceremoniously, I have finished high school. No, I haven't graduated yet, but today is our last day of school, and do you know how I'm going to spend it? Inside my house. Yay! I just wanted to talk about high school and my whole experience with it and all of that stuff. I think the best place to start out would be the bad, and then we can go to the good. My high school was not the best place ever, but I had great teachers and great people around, but it was the place that made me start realizing why our education system is like terrible. Of course, I've gotten hints in middle school and elementary school, but really watching kids struggle to find a college, to have the best grades, having mental breakdowns about not getting into college, having to watch them take test after test, having lives, just be surrounded by how many honors classes you can take and how many AP classes you can take is not good. And I watch many people struggle, and many people pull all-nighters, and many people ruin their sleep schedules. And the only thing that fixed their sleep schedules and made them stay home from school when they were sick was a pandemic, which shouldn't have been the thing that made them go that way. And yet we still talk about who has the best grades, and we still put more pressure, especially where I live. There were laws passed that make it so it's even harder and make it so that you have to fall down a certain path because it's college readiness, even though college isn't the only option. Also like pressuring kids into taking a bunch of classes they don't want to take and making their grades on a test the only thing that matters, when what really should matter would be what they're learning, why they're learning it, and if they like doing it, and finding what they like to do before they go off to college. And maybe having like a general idea or something would be kind of nice. But you know, that was my school, and that was something that I learned, and something I'm still gonna advocate against. Standardized testing is bad. And I'm still gonna make my videos about how we need to change different aspects of school. I have one written about sex ed, and I also just wanted to talk about the environment of school and how my school especially made you feel like you had to be the best already, and there were only certain clubs and certain places, and there's a spider on my ceiling. You can stay there. The environment itself is bad, not just because of the standardized testing, but just how schools, especially the schools I'm around, deal with issues. And I know it's not just my school. I had friends who wanted to do engineering and computer science-based classes and were bullied in them because they were girls, which should not happen still, and that's why lots of girls do not go into STEM still, because it's difficult for them to be surrounded by men who think less of them and who like to make them feel like they're stupid for having colorful pens and taking notes in class, which is dumb. And my school was also homophobic. Our GSA was not allowed to be called a GSA because that would be too bad, and my school was definitely racist, because when we started getting on another school for having a racist mascot, they said you can't be bullying these people online. And when there was racism in our own school, they would be like, we're handling it, and they never did. Well, people would like to believe that our little suburban town was really nice and really great. It wasn't, which you learn by how people responded to COVID and how people didn't care. Especially this year, no one freaking cared. Like, I saw people going out living their normal life while I was like, okay, time to shut myself out from the rest of the world. Yay! Those aspects of high school were not good. The aspects of high school where everything felt like a comp and you didn't get to have fun anymore wasn't good. But I'd be remiss to say that it was all a bad experience. But some things are good and bad and everything. And high school was kind of a good experience that I enjoyed because I found a Dungeons and Dragons group. I made friends. I joined our school's creative writing club, and I joined Latin, and I loved that. And I got to experience being a leader, and I got to experience friendships, and I got to learn how to do things I wouldn't have otherwise learned. I actually loved a few of my classes, especially all my lit and lang classes and my creative writing class. And I loved those teachers because they were awesome and amazing and encouraging and funny. And I would be remiss to say that everything was bad, because I don't like to think of everything as bad. I don't want to look at this time in my life, those 4 years were bad, especially because of how much I learned about myself. Because I came into high school being incredibly anxious, incredibly depressed, and really bad at understanding my value and maintaining friendships. And I got out of it kind of understanding my value as a person more. I learned about electronic music, and I learned that music production is really cool. And I just had all these cool things happen, and I met amazing people who made me a better writer and who made me a better person, because you know, it's not what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, because if you get your leg cut off, like, does that really make you physically stronger? No. I learned from bad experiences, and I also had a lot of good experiences, so I don't want to take this time as saying, oh, everything was bad. I want to take this time to point out that I don't want anyone to go through the bad. I had a lot of good here, and that's why I still believe in public education, and I still believe it's the right road to go down, but I think we need to fix it with laws and just explaining to people what kids actually go through, which is what I plan on doing with this channel, even when I'm in college and when I'm past that, if it's still kicking, because that's like, what, 4 years down the line? I don't know. I don't know, this was just a quick video of me saying goodbye high school, and I still learned to be me and everything. I still am an anxious person. I'm still struggling with depression, but I'm good now. I know myself. So, time for graduation. Woo! Bye. Please make sure to subscribe or unsubscribe. Both are free, both are easy to do, and I'd really appreciate a subscription. Bye.